Next, we're fortunate to hear from Therese Kreisel, who is the head of urban planning at Skellefteå Municipality, a place that I think we're all quite familiar with now in the discussions that we've had so far. I'm excited to hear about how Skellefteå is dealing with and managing this fairly rapid growth that is just now coming in front of us. We've heard some incredible statistics about the amount of population growth that is forecast just to meet the need, to meet the demand for jobs that these international organizations have set up. So, Therese is coming as, again, head of urban planning. You have a background and interest in planning of buildings and cities, a fascination with the organization, the logistics of public space, and the order of buildings. So I'm very excited. I think you've been here and listening to the discussions that we've had. How is this all being taken on board from a planning perspective in terms of growing Skellefteå and changing Skellefteå? Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm very glad to be here. And I will tell you some about our past and some about where we're at the moment and where we are going. And Skellefteå has for many decades been a municipal that has decreased. And so the city decided on a strategy to grow, not only to survive, but to grow. And here's years and numbers. And I can start by telling you that in 2011, the municipal decided on a strategy to develop as much as the average city or municipal in the rest of Sweden, which is quite high for this region. And based on actually what people said in dialogues, the strategy was set, and part of that making a branding for the city, a city branding, based on what young people thought and how identity was identified by young people, also by older people, but we are focusing on the group, I would say, to create a sustainable municipal for the people who are today between 12 and 15. That's our future. And in 2014, we decided also to launch a competition in 2015 for the cultural center, being part of that transition that we want to be part of, moving culture into the center of Skellefteå and also creating innovation within culture. Because we need not only people and jobs and housing. We need a place where people grow, innovation between people, and people grow when they meet other people. I think this house where we're at is a really good example of that, and what we're doing today is also growing. And in 2014, we also took a strategy, wood construction strategy, part of our strategies for sustainability. In 2017, Northvolt decided to establish themselves in Skellefteå. I think mostly part of us having a strategy for people to grow. And in 2030, that's the name of our strategy, we aim to be 80,000 people. We now are aiming for 90,000 people, and we're aiming for 100,000 people in 2040. In 2015, we had the competition, the architectural competition for our cultural center, which was a great success, even before it was built. And in 2025, we aim to have to actually start building our traveler center, which will connect us with railway with the rest of the world. And 100 billions That's what's being invested in Skellefteå the coming 10 years. So, with that said, what makes Skellefteå sustainable? We have a lot of sustainable energy being part of why companies choose to invest and choose to establish themselves in Skellefteå. We have a lot of resources. We have a lot of nature, clean air, and water. And Zero Sun is part of that transition. This is an off-grid house, a wooden house with a solar system and batteries and hydrogen tanks, which makes it possible to run that house without any connection to the power plant. Sustainability said in plans, strategies, programs. We have an environment and climate strategy. We have an energy plan on the way. We have the wood building strategy which is being renewed. We have a plan for sustainable construction, which is from 2015, also being renewed. We've been working with that since then. And we have Sustainable Skellefteå, which is an organization within the organization to actually enhance the sustainable goals that we have. And then we are part of the Viable Cities. The competition that we launched, you've probably seen the house and you've heard of it. And I was part of the team doing the program for it. And did we ask for a wooden building? No, we did not. We asked for identity, we asked for sustainability, and we got much, much more. It's not just a pile of wood or wood added together. It manifests so much more what we want to go in the future. This is just the spark of where we are going as a municipal. This is actually a place of innovation, a place where people will meet, where new knowledge will take place. And Northvolt, they would not have invested in Skellefteå if it would not been for Sarah. Sarah is the name of our cultural house, because it makes meaningful time for people. It also reflects the way we want to go for the rest of the city. This is where the railway will go. Today we have the railway, but we have no personal transportation. So we are working with three traveler centers. I forgot to tell you that we were 72,000 people when we started this. Now we are 74. And we are aiming for 100,000, which is a 25% growth within 20 years, which is hard. This is our old master plan for the central parts of the municipal, where we started to look on building and finding housing within existing structures, not to make high-rises or new areas where no identity would be found. Because this we found really, really important to sort of get people inside the existing structure. This one grew old the day that the ink dried. So we are now working on a new one because we need to find more housing. And this is where the plots where we found for housing, industry, and so on. The day that the ink dried, this is where Northvolt is situated. It took 6 months to do that detailed plan because we had in our minds that we would do something like this. And this is where the railway will come in, and we will also move. We will do a whole new traffic plan, and we will move E4 outside here. So we have an enormous amount of jobs to do, an enormous work task to do. But at the same time, it's happening now, and we must do it. So this is the program for our growth. And this is how we want to grow. So this is from the program for the new master plan of the center part of Skellefteå Municipal. And so this will probably be finished in 2 years, but based on the program, we are starting to plan. And part of it, you can see housing right now. We need to construct every year at least 1,500 homes. And the red dots are under construction until 2025, and the blue dots are being constructed 2026 to 2040. And that in planning, we are making it, because we have at least we had at least 10,000 plots and plans before. We are ready to start 2,000 housing, and within the master plan we have 5,000 possibilities of housing, and in the new strategic plan we're adding another 7,000, and outside where we also will have a travel center is 2,000 more possibilities, and in Byske, which is north of Skellefteå, is another 1,000 where we also will have a travel center, and we are working on that now. And in the other villages, we are seeing 2,000 other possibilities, and in the countryside in between 2,000. And I thought that added up to 22,000 or something like homes. So I think we will make it. We are focusing also on schools and daycare, which we have been doing since 2013. We ourselves actually took the first loan to invest 10 billion in school and daycare, and we have to do at least 20 to 30 daycare centers. There's so much more. Actually, we are investing 1 billion in the harbor, public transport, which is electrified, a new bike plan, city development. Half of the city center will be refurbished. And yes, we do want to save the world. We do. Yes.
Stop you there, first of all, but just a quick question, because I had in my notes I wanted to ask a little bit about the housing and the mobility planning, and then you've covered this and introduced all of the work that you're doing with this in this context. Have you noticed, in terms, just very quickly, in terms of the housing, is it a different type of housing? I see that a lot of those current construction projects were actually fairly close to the city center, even though you have some development plans in the surrounding area. Is it a different type of housing stock that you're building for this planned, the planned labor force that is coming, or how has this been assessed and decided by you as a planning?
We are trying to achieve a very mixed stock of housing, because we want to be attractive. I forgot to say that too. We really want to be attractive because we want people to come, yes, but we want people to stay and thrive. And so we need not only to build houses to people to live, we want to create homes. So a wide range, and we also want creative within dialogue. Yeah.
We heard, anyone that wasn't here yesterday, we heard a very important point mentioned. It's not really about getting people to come, it's about getting them to stay. And things like the cultural center, the 2 to 4 years, getting them to actually stay. The cultural center you mentioned as an example, building something so that not only will Northvolt come, but the people will come with it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see, and I look forward to following this. You have your hands full, to say the least.
Yes, we do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.